What's up, y'all? Anderson Emerald here. And I mean, talk about a pump fake. Kishane Thompson. I just made a video about who is going to be running the 60-meter dash indoors during the 2025 season. I said what Trayvon he had announced, Marcel he had announced, Noah said he's going to run a few races. Christian Coleman may not run. I said that Kishane Thompson is not going to run indoors. All of a sudden, literally just yesterday, I made this video, and now all of a sudden he's announced he's going to be running at the World Indoor Tour meeting in Kazakhstan, the Astana meeting. This is a huge development. Huge shout outs to Kishane Thompson. I'm excited to see this on the calendar. I'm excited to see Kishane dipping his toes indoors in the 60-meter dash and getting some more experience competing against the best. But check out, again, World Athletics. They just announced it. This is going to be their first World Indoor Tour for the 2025 season, going down on January 25th. But in an article, Jamaica's Olympic medalist Kishane Thompson is set to make his indoor debut at the Astana indoor meet in, pronunciation, but the first World Athletics Indoor Tour Gold meeting of 2025 on the 25th of January. The 23-year-old who secured 100-meter silver at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games has been announced for the 60-meter in Astana, Kazakhstan. While he has not raced indoors in his career so far, Thompson does have a personal best of for 60 meters of 6.67 seconds set at an outdoor race in 2022. So yes, if you're familiar with Jamaican track and field, they frequently run 60-meter dash races early in the season. So this was from like February of 2022. Kishane actually ran like 5 different races. I can actually bring this up here where he ran so many 60-meter dash races early in 2022. And this is before, he was a prominent name. Again, February 2022, he had 4 different 60-meter dash races with a best of 6.67. But all of these are outdoor races. So you're looking at his 6.67, 0 wind, that's really good indication. But here, 6.69 with plus 1.6. He also had, these had some negative winds. He had 6.81, negative 2.9, 6.90 with a negative 4.8, which is kind of crazy. But again, Jamaica, they very frequently hold these races early in the season, like when other athletes are running indoors. These 60-meter dash races would be going down. So he did run a few of those. But let's go back to the article. It says here, his last competition was the Paris Olympics, where he ran 9.79 to finish a close second behind Noah Lyles in the 100-meter final. Thompson's 100-meter personal best of 9.77 was set at the Jamaican Championships last June. So, of course, we know that Olympic final was, in my opinion, and I think statistically, the deepest 100-meter final that we've ever seen in the history of the sport. Yes, at the top end, you could say that London 2012. You could even say Berlin 2009 with 1-2 with Bolt and Tyson in 2009. And then, of course, Bolt, Johan, and Gatlin in 2012. Those, of course, were a little deeper at the top. But in terms of depth, when you're having, Kenny Bernard running 9.88, finishing 7th. Oblique Seville running 9.91, finishing 8th. You're not going to get any better depth than that 2024 Olympic Games 100-meter final. So really excited to see how he can kind of build off that as we go into 2025. But last note from the article, it says his competition in Astana will include Canada's Andre DeGrasse, the Tokyo Olympic 200-meter champion, who ran 6.66 to finish 6th in the final in Astana last year. A lot of sixes. But so first thing that I'm so excited about with this news from Kishane Thompson running the 60-meter dash is we are getting to see him compete a little bit more frequently against some top guys. Yes, you're not going to see Marcel Jacobs or Noah Lyles, Christian Coleman, Trayvon Bromell. We're not going to see them here, but someone like an Andre DeGrasse, he's a high-quality competitor. You're also probably going to have some other guys in that race as well, but Kishane is going to be that A name in that race. But the thing I love about this is the fact that every time that Kishane steps on the track, that increases the experience that he gets, that increases his kind of race, strategy and his race intelligence. I think all those things are extremely important for an athlete like Kishane, who only stepped foot at the 3 rounds of Jamaican trials for the first time in 2024, who only stepped foot at his first global championships in Paris last year, got a silver medal. If you remember last year, I made my predictions and I said Noah Lyles is a gold medal favorite. I said that Kishane Thompson will get silver, and then I did pick Oblique Seville for the bronze medal. The reason that I gave for picking Noah Lyles for gold and Kishane Thompson for silver, despite Kishane having significantly more upside than Noah, was because he didn't have a wealth of experience. Noah he knows how to perform when it counts the most. He knows how to perform in those big moments. But the reason that I gave Kishane the silver over someone like Oblique was because after the Jamaican Championships, he went over to Europe, competed at the Hungary Continental Tour, and actually not only won the race, but beat out high-quality guys like Letsile Teboho, like Akani Simbine. He beat out some of the best 100-meter guys in the world. That gave me a little bit more confidence that he was going to be able to go to the Olympics and actually get on the podium, which he, of course, he eventually did. Now, again, Noah Lyles, he had a lot more experience, but I do feel like Kishane was able to step things up. Now that I'm seeing him stepping things up, dipping his toes not only into the 60 meters, but also into a high-profile race, this shows that he is taking things seriously and is going to consistently build that experience. As long as Kishane is healthy, the more that he races, or at least the smarter that he races, I think he's just going to get better and better and become even more dangerous. I essentially said this almost throughout every single 100-meter video that I did last year, and I, of course, made a lot of them. Kishane Thompson has the highest ceiling and is probably the most talented 100-meter sprinter right now. 100-meter sprinter, right? I think someone like Letsile Teboho, he is significantly more talented as an all-around sprinter, 100, 200, and 400. Even someone like Noah Lyles, I think he has probably the best strategy when it comes to racing and executing in the biggest moments. But when we're just talking about pure talent, I think that Kishane Thompson is second to none, second to Usain Bolt or Johan Blake or somebody like that. Now, of course, he's not running those times yet. He's not running 9.6s or anything like that. He's not running, of course, 9.5s. But I do think he has a lot of potential. And again, seeing him open the doors to race a little bit more as long as he's healthy, this is going to be a huge, huge sign. So huge shout out to Kishane Thompson. This is great news for me as a fan, for us as fans, for the track and field community as a whole, and it's going to make things very dangerous if he's starting to execute as we kind of go through the 2025 season. Check out the video that I did with Coach Rob. I said that Kishane is probably going to be my very early pick for a gold medal in Tokyo at the World Championships later on this year. I don't know. We gonna see. But what times is he going to run? I don't know. What I would love is, any of y'all statisticians, y'all know who you are. Go in the comments, find out whatever splits Kishane has run in all his 100-meter dash races. Compare that to the Usain Bolts of the world and the Noah Lyles and Coleman's and all that, to Bohos. Go do that in the comments. But what I do want to take a look at is a little comparison relative to someone like a Noah Lyles in the 60-meter dash. I think Noah, he's run the 60-meter dash a couple times over the past few seasons, and we've seen a little bit of progression again since like 2022 all the way up to 2024. He had a 60-meter best in 2022 of 6.55 seconds. Then a year later, 2023, he managed to get that down to 6.51 seconds. Then in 2024, he dropped that significantly farther down to 6.43 seconds. Of course, I think that matched up, in terms of getting his 100-meter best down a little bit as well. 2022, his best was 9.95. Now, granted, he did have a personal best of 9.86 from 2019. That kind of does match up with what he's done previously in the 60-meter dash. If we look, 2018, he was running 6.57. So Noah Lyles was pretty comparable when talking about the 60 from 2018 to 2022. But when we get down to 6.51 in 2023, then he's really working on his start. Then he's getting really more consistent. 2023, we see that 9.83 in the 100-meter dash coming into fruition. He gets the gold medal at the World Championships. 2024, drops his 60-meter best to 6.43 seconds, get the silver medal at the World Indoor Championships. Then he goes to the Olympic Games, runs 9.79 seconds. Obviously, prior to that, he had run 9.83, equaling his best at U.S. Olympic Trials. He ran 9.81 at the London Diamond League, and then 9.79. Someone else who I don't know, kind of have on my radar. I know it's not a one-to-one comparison at all, but I kind of do like what Fred Curley did. Now, this is going to be a factor of health, where Fred Curley was dealing with some health setbacks and some injuries post 2022. I think shout out to Justin Gatlin and Rodney on their podcast. They had Fred, and he actually spoke about after the 100-meter final in Eugene 2022, he said that's where he got injured or something like that, and that kind of carried through for all the way to through to 2023. But in 2024, Fred actually opened up his 2024 season running at the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. Shout out to Fred. Got a chance to see that race while I was up in Boston for it. 6.55 seconds. That was the first 60-meter dash race that he's ever run in his career. Now, of course, he didn't go on to set a personal best in the 100. He ran 9.81. That's coming off 9.76 from 2022. But I do think that him running a 60-meter dash could be correlated to a good race. Maybe that helped him in tandem with him being healthy in 2024. Maybe that did help him in 2024. So what am I getting at here? No, I'm not going to make a one-to-one comparison that Kishane is going to run some specific time in 6.5s and then all all of a sudden he's going to run, 9.71. I'm not making that comparison. But what I am saying is that some of these athletes, like a Noah Lyles, like a Fred Curley, two of his contemporaries, these guys have jumped into the 60-meter dash. Of course, Noah Lyles significantly more than Fred Curley. And they did see some, at least a little bit of improvement, or it was followed up by a very successful season outdoors. I think that Kishane Thompson, him dipping his toes into the 60-meter dash indoors, indicates at least that, one, he's likely healthy, as long as we see him get out there on the track and run. And then two, he's probably going to be working on a couple things and has a positive mindset about where 2025 is going to go. Now, I don't know if he has a pretty good start for the most part. He's not he's not Christian Coleman by any means. Again, in the comments, go ahead, correct me if like all the splits say whatever his 30 meters and all that is. But I think that Kishane Thompson, for the most part, has a pretty good first half, and he has a very, very strong second half as well. We know that, his kind of hindrance or his kind of setback has been, looking over in most of his races, got to the Olympic final, and he really had to push where he was, had some pressure from both sides. But I think this is going to bode well in terms of getting that competition in, getting a little bit of his block starts better, getting his first 30 to 40 meters a little bit better, and then that's going to translate outdoors. I know a lot of people want to predict that, he's going to be running like 6.3s and he's going to be running 6.40 in his first. I don't know if he's going to do all that in his first race, right? If he runs like a 6.5, or even if he runs like a 6.60, I think that's a huge win for Kishane. Again, in his first race out, his first race since the Paris Olympics in August last year. Listen, Kishane is in some good hands when looking forward to 2025. So just wanted to do a quick video talking about Kishane. Let me know what you think about Kishane opening up his 2025 season at the indoor tour meet in Kazakhstan. Again, 60-meter dash. He's had an outdoor best of 6.67 seconds outdoors, so not really comparable to indoors. It's a completely different situation. But what do you think he's going to run? Do you think that this is going to translate well into his 100-meter dash outdoors? Do you think we're going to see him significantly improve upon that 9.77 personal best? Or do you think, for the most part, he's still going to be evenly matched with the rest of the guys, and, the 100-meter dash is just going to be an open pool, and, everyone's still going to be as competitive as last year? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Always appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching.